Ooh, my phone about to die. Mm.
All righty, and welcome to another episode of the Average Black Man Show. Today, I want to talk about Fitty Fitty and the problem with Fitty Fitty. Now, the issues I want to talk about is 50-50 is how people are. Hey, Queen Tosa in the comments, appreciate you. Thanks for joining for watching. But I'll put the wrong thing. You know what I'm trying to say. But I want to talk about 50-50 and this misconception, all of this stuff online. People are focusing so much on 50-50, how much a date should be, who should pay for a date. 50-50, like I'm not gonna go 50-50 when dating somebody and all of those type of stuff and like that. If I get married, I can't go 50-50. How do y'all feel about that?
You want to go, Tammy? Hello?
I don't know. Here. I'm here. You know, for me, I think that everything it just depends on your relationship. And it depends on a lot of times. It depends on your locale. A lot of things. Depends on a lot of different things. This is a very nuanced conversation. So, yeah. Um, I don't know. A lot of times people don't make the same amount of money, so sometimes 50-50 is not exactly fair, you know? Maybe percentages would be a better way to go because a lot, these days, a lot of people can't survive. Well, I'm not going to say not can't survive, but can't live the lifestyle they want to live or can't. I mean, what's the point of, I hear a echo. I'm sorry. I'm like, what's the
Yeah, me
point
too.
of, yeah. I'm like, what's the point of like, if you're not, progressing with your partner, what's the point of like, what's the point of doing it if you're not progressing with your partner? So, um, I just feel like it should be percentages. And a lot of people, you just can't progress or get any further if you don't, if both parties don't, at least put in on the pot for the most part. So.
Okay, John.
Are you talking in terms
And
of
then too, I think for like a person's self worth, you kind of want to feel like you're pulling your weight a little bit.
are you talking in terms of dating or relationships?
Just the whole nine, dating, relationships,
Oh, I'm
marriage.
talking about.
No, well, that's what I said in the beginning. The whole spectrum. That's why I said, what does it mean to you? It's an opinion based thing.
Oh, okay. Well, you got to ask me a specific question then. Go ahead. 'Cause I don't know.
Go ahead, John.
I mean, for dating, I usually find myself paying for the whole bill. I rarely, uh, no one ever takes me out. No one ever buys me a drink. But it's not something I'm looking for neither, though. I mean, I guess that's just the way it is. You know what I mean? Men pay for the meals. In a relationship, I wouldn't, I agree with Tammy. I wouldn't say 50-50 because, not everyone makes the same amount. So, I mean, for instance, if I'm making more, I think it'd be based maybe more on a percentage where I just put in more, you know, maybe we put in 20% of our money or something in a joint account or 25% of our money or 50%, whatever it may be. It may be something like that. That's what I would think.
Yeah, I think people get caught up on the term 50-50, thinking it just automatically relates to finance and a fiscal meaning. Because 50-50 just means doing half of the work, really, in my opinion. It's like, no person's role is more or less important than the other ones, in my opinion. A man isn't more important than a woman in a relationship, and vice versa. So that's just how I look at it. Like as far as dating goes, like if you're dating somebody, yeah, you know the tradition is that yeah, a man, you know, typically pays for the first date. But then if you guys are dating for a few months, she should treat you if she's honestly interested in you. That's how I feel about it. Because dating used to be not like how much should the first date be and what counts as a first date and what's not. Going to Starbucks is not a date and all of that. Back in the days, a date used to be spending time together to figure out if you guys had a connection and if this could work. It was about each other, not what was you were doing for the other person. So
It wasn't, but yet back in the days, like he's saying, the man always paid for the date
That's true.
when he was courting a woman.
yeah,
It's true, but I mean, it was
what movies have you watched from the 50s where they didn't?
I'm not talking about fantasy. I'm talking about reality. Because in reality, I've known people that are like that. I've been on, you know, when I had my little breakup, you know, there was someone surprised me and she paid. I was like, okay, so she do like me. You know, it made the whole vibe completely different.
well, I
It was
think that's still
it was
new
more
though.
that in that instant it let me know that it was more about she was interested in me and not just like, okay, I'm just gonna enjoy all of these free drinks and him take me out, and this is I get to take pictures on the gram for the gram, everything in the picture except for me. You know, she taking pictures of the food. You know, she cropping it to make sure she don't get your hands in the picture. Like, you know, like she living a lifestyle, like I'm living it up. You know what I mean?
Women who do that, those are bums. That's not like, I mean, those bums. Those are women who can't afford to take themselves out on those kind of dates. Therefore, they have to like, oh, look what I got. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know.
And I would agree with Tammy. I don't think I've ever had. I mean, I haven't dated a lot. You know, I was married a long time, but I don't think I've ever had an issue like that in the last, 20 years, where I felt like somebody was going out with me just to get a free drink or something like that. And I guess, you got to be selective of who you take out and stuff like that too. But I've never, I remember that one time I complained to you, a couple of years ago. Remember I took some girl out? She kept
Yeah.
ordering shit.
Kept ordering shit, yeah.
So that was okay. But I still didn't think that she was just using me. I just thought she was like, shit, he paying for it, so let me just keep ordering.
That's using. Well, since he paying, I'm gonna get some stuff that I wouldn't normally do by myself because I'm not paying.
So I do remember once, but that's like one time. That's the only example, and that was and I can think of it 20 years. Maybe when you was younger, when you in your early 20s, and you're dealing with girls in their early 20s and stuff like that. That's more of an issue. But shit, I'm 42. That's not really an issue for me now.
But was she okay? The girl that was doing that, was she ordering the stuff and eating it, or was she like trying to take it to go or something like that?
Why don't want to ask the question?
I was probably just being petty at the time, but she was ordering extra shit. I can't even remember.
Was she eating it though? I mean, maybe that's what she just wanted to eat.
It could have been. But like I said, I felt like that. And other than that, in the last 20 years, I've never felt like that.
Well, if I remember the story correctly, like the date was wrapping up, like I was getting ready to go, and then she like ordered one more thing. Like he was like, which I thought she was done. You know what I mean?
It was something like that. I can't remember the exact details, but that's the only time, you know what I mean, and that I can just think of that I felt like that. Other than that, I don't feel like I've ever been taken advantage of or nothing like that. But also, I'm selective. I'm not just trying to take anybody out. Okay. But I mean, I guess I can see that. Like I can see if I'm trying to use maybe, like a young girl or try to go out with some young girl in her 20s or some shit, and I'm trying to floss like I got it, I can see her trying to take advantage of that, but I would probably expect it.
But that's kind of like that's a little bum behavior a little bit. I would
I
say that's
guess on
bum
both parts.
behavior. Like if she can't afford to take just because you can't afford to take yourself out on that kind of date, but to try to take advantage
Yeah,
because you know you're like, this is shoot, this is the last time, this is the only time I'll ever get to go to this restaurant, or this is the only time I get to, do this.
but it's kind of bum behavior on both parts because the only time I would take out a girl like that is if I was trying to, use her for something. I definitely wouldn't be interested in a girl like that. And I would probably know that already. So, I mean, if I'm trying to use her, I guess I would expect to get used back. So it's bum behavior on both sides.
Very honest.
All
But
right. Well, I don't know how often you guys be on social media as much as I do, but have you guys seen videos where they got the girls telling the dude on the first date that they got to buy dinner for and to go plates for their kids and stuff like that? Like, how would you feel about that, John? John?
I've never experienced anything like that in my life. I think those are those, shit that's just put on social media or one off type
Or
of.
staged or one off?
They're extremely rare. I've never in my life, and I've been on a lot of dates, I've never had someone tell me I need to buy a to go plate for their kids. But if it did happen, I'd be like, well, you know what I mean? If I felt like I was being used, again, it's that switch of, well, shit, what am I going to get out of it? I definitely don't think I would be interested in someone who's trying to use me besides me trying to use them for, sex or one, whatever it is, you know what I mean? So it goes hand in hand.
All right. Now, before I start bringing in callers and stuff, and I thank you, everyone that's watching and everybody in the comments. I appreciate you all. Let's fast forward it into the marriage and more serious relationship factor. Like, not looking at 50-50 just from a fiscal point of view. Like it's more than just the bills and things like that. Like 50-50, would you guys agree or disagree? Could be, you know, um, just however everything falls. I'm gonna just generalize it like that. Like if you whatever you agree on, if you agree he's gonna pay this, that, and the other, she's gonna pay XYZ, he's gonna have the kids this amount of time, she's gonna have the kids this amount of time, these responsibilities and of the entire household, just not a fiscal thing, split according to schedule, wouldn't that be the same as 50-50? Because what I see online is what I've seen ever since I was a teenager. I see a lot of women saying, I'm not going to take care of a man. I'm not going to go 50-50 with the man because I don't want a roommate. But it's like, if you live by yourself, you pay 100% of everything. So if a man was to bring you in, isn't he taking care of you? That's the same logic flipped. So how would you feel as a woman if you had someone living with you that you took care of and provided for, and they worked and they took their money and did what they wanted with it, but you still had to be responsible for all the bills and shit? You know what I mean? I said a lot to unpack. I'm sorry. Tammy?
Well, I think that it's different for men and women because it's like, okay, men are supposed to be like, I guess, traditionally the providers. So for a man to do that for his wife, it's commonplace. It's not like weird. Like, oh my God, she's not working.
Okay.
It's not weird.
Well,
but for a woman to do that,
I'm
it's kind of
sorry,
like
real quick, because you said it's traditional. So if you're going to
Yeah.
subscribe to half of the archaic tradition of a man's job is this, then the other, you have to subscribe to the other half, where a woman is supposed to stay home, take care of the kids, not work, clean up the house, wash his drawers, iron his shirts. You can't. If you're going to subscribe to one, you can't cherry pick
But
which
people
part of the
can't.
tradition works for you. You got. If
But
you're
right
going
now,
to either tradition or we're redefining something.
But we live into we live into a society now where a lot of people can't afford to have the woman just stay at home. So what was happening is people was trying to, subscribe to this traditional thing, but then it was like, okay, well, women need to work too. So the woman will go work, the man will go work, then the woman would come home and still be expected to take care of kids and make dinner and, all this other stuff. So yeah, that just I don't think that was working for women back in those days. So I don't know. I think that's why I say it's a nuanced conversation where it's like you have to. It depends on your relationship with that person. It's what works for. You know what I'm saying? It's what works for your relationship. Who does what? Because traditionally women cook, but guess what? There's men out there who love to cook. My ex loved to cook, and he cooked our meals. So you know what I'm saying? But yeah, it's just not realistic. Both people have to work for the most part, and most relationships.
All right, John. Anybody that wants to come on and join the show? I'll just drop the StreamYard in the chat.
They say, there never really is 50-50 in a relationship. They say someone feels like they're always putting in more. I am, more attracted to traditional sense of women. I'm not really, and I think I've said this before, I'm not looking for a woman to take care of me or so much support the household. Just don't be a burden on me. That's my main thing. Don't be a burden. I don't want a woman. I'm traditionally, typically with me, I've never been attracted to women that don't do anything. But the older I get, shit, I want a woman in the house doing a little bit more of the shit that I don't want to do. I used to like to cook, but I just don't have time to cook like I used to no more. So I rarely cook. But a lot of women nowadays just don't cook. I've dated quite a few women that really just don't know how to cook. And that's I know a lot of men that know how to cook in our age group, but I know a lot of women, a lot of men that I know are married and their wives don't cook.
You just warm up stuff.
Shit, when I was married, my ex-wife did not cook. I did most of the cooking. Now she cooks that we, divorced and she got the kids and, we each got the kids half and half. But when we was married, that was our routine. I think I cooked more, she cleaned more. And nowadays, I don't like to do neither. I don't like to cook. I don't like to clean.
Sounds like you just need a housekeeper.
And that's what I prefer to do. That's what I got one.
But
I'm busy.
I don't know.
Not like I don't like to. I mean, even
well,
with
then
this.
you would just have to find somebody to complement your type of lifestyle, and that's what I'm saying. It's specific to every couple is different.
I agree with that. Every couple is different. I think that people should be trying to put in 100% of themselves, not just 50-50, not just looking for what's the minimum I have to do to check this box. I think people should be trying to give all of themselves of what they can. That's how I am looking for a relationship. I'm not looking for somebody trying to just check a box off and do the minimum. If that makes sense.
I think most people are looking for that, but some people are selfish and some people are looking for somebody to do way more than they're willing to do.
They're looking for a lifestyle, someone to provide.
Yeah.
Lifestyle.
Well, some women are looking for that, but some men are also looking for a woman to do way more than he wants to do. Like
provide him a lifestyle, right? It's the same thing. Men are looking for a lifestyle the same way women are looking for a lifestyle.
That's true.
They got men that got in their mind. See, there's men that have in their mind that just because he has a job makes him like super bomb and like the catch.
Right, but you're making $15 an hour if you
don't
knock it off.
But that's what I'm saying. And then they got some women that are just really, really pretty, and they feel like since I'm pretty, I deserve to be taking on yachts and purses. Yeah. You see what I'm saying? So the delusion is the same on both sides. I think, and I'm not talking about our age bracket. Well, actually, I might be, because I've seen some men in our age bracket that are just as delusional as women.
You said some.
Yeah,
Absolutely,
I've seen some.
absolutely.
And the reason I say that
Absolutely,
is
because as people get older, people get more set in their ways too, and they get stubborn, and they get like, "Look, this is what I want, and if you're not this, that, then I don't want you." And it's like, all right, you're gonna be by yourself. I know a few old people that died alone.
P. Lee.
What's up with you?
What kind of filter you had going on, man?
What you say?
Like you got it. It looked like it's raining or something.
Yep.
What's up, P? How you doing, man?
What's up, Jonelle?
Hi.
What's up, Tamala?
How you feel about 50-50, P?
50-50 what?
In a relationship, marriage, and stuff like that.
I don't see no problem with it, man. To be honest with you. Like, shit, like, I don't see a problem with it at all.
Did you feel like it was 50 when you was married?
Fuck no.
I
mean, like,
with it up, cause that's why you don't see nothing wrong with it now. Like, hell no. 50,
nah, I've never seen anything wrong with it, because I never seen nothing wrong with it. Because like with Nadia, that was our concept was 50-50.
Oh, okay.
You know what I mean? So like I don't see anything wrong with it. Anything that's opposite from that, to me, is just, it doesn't really work.
You said it doesn't really work?
Nah, it doesn't.
Why do you feel like you don't see nothing wrong with it? So what in your opinion was me, why would you say it doesn't really work?
Because to me, it's like, okay, so if I'm giving 100% and the other person not giving 100%, what's really the point? I can do 100% on my own. Like, we're supposed to be able to help each other grow. So I'm gonna relieve some of yours, you relieve some of mine. Then we meet somewhere in the middle, and that's just the way I see it.
I can dig that. Anybody want to comment on that?
I agree with that 100%. You're supposed to help each other grow.
But sometimes that 50% doesn't necessarily mean monetary either, though.
That's what I said that in the beginning.
It doesn't. Because I wouldn't expect a woman to make the same amount of money I'm making or putting in as much as I'm putting in. You know what I mean? Someone's going to always make more money in the relationship.
True.
So if you want to do 50-50, then you got to, you know what I mean, you're going to be as strong as your weakest link in that. If she making minimum wage and you making a lot more and you need 50%, you're going to scale your lifestyle down. So no, I don't think it's always monetary, but you got to make up with it in other ways. You got to find that other 50% where you can put in, you know, you can get in where you can get in.
Absolutely.
So for me, I would be looking for, I mean, the most important thing for me nowadays at my age is, I'm a single father. So I look for how you going to make my house a home. I don't think I'm busy working all the damn time. So I don't think I do as great of a job with that as I could. You know what I mean? I don't cook like I should. We be eating out all the damn time. I definitely don't be as loving as I should. I'm gone. I come back. It's, you know, I don't think I give my kids as much the huggy feely love type shit. And that's where I think, you know, somebody will make up for in that area.
All right. And that kind of brings me to the second half of this 50-50 argument I keep seeing in these Kevin Samuels groups and stuff like that. That's what made me want to have this impromptu show. Like the other half of it is like what you were just saying about looking for a woman that's going to make your house into a home. How do you guys feel about dating a single mom, or in your case, Tammy, a dad or a single dad?
Well, with women, it's single dad though. It just depends. It depends. I mean, it depends on how many kids, how young are they, stuff like that. It depends. But that's me specifically. But I don't. But I don't fault a woman who says she doesn't want a man that doesn't have kids. I mean, that she wants a man who doesn't have kids. So it's a preference, right?
I think that's a little harder for women. I mean, I think, that goes well for women in their early 20s, but a woman in her 30s that's trying to date a man her age or 30s and up, shit, more than likely he's going to have kids.
Well, then you could say the same thing about women then.
Well,
If a
I was
guy
just about
in
to
his
say that.
30s or up, then he most likely she's going to have kids. So,
I was going to
but
say the
it's
same
still a
thing. Do you guys think
preference.
that the age of the kids makes a difference? Do you think it
Yes,
would be
sir.
harder? Who do you guys think will have a harder time? A 35 to 40-year-old woman with small children, or a 35 to 40-year-old man with small children?
A woman might have I don't know. No. I think, yeah, I would prefer to date a woman with kids. I'm not really, because I have kids. So, and I'm attracted to women who are more, I don't know, maternal or feminine, or that brings that element to it. I have kids, so I would prefer
Just because you don't have kids doesn't
Now,
make you not
but
feminine.
see, this
No,
is
it
the
doesn't.
thing.
It
This the
doesn't.
thing, John, is you have your kids 50% of the time. You get with this woman and you marry this woman, her kids will be with you 100% of the time, while your kids will only be with you 50% of the time.
That may be
Right.
true. I would still
Right.
prefer a woman with kids. I've dated women that don't have kids, and they may not understand. My time is split, and my kids are more important than they are, and than they ever will be. You know what I mean? And it's hard for some people to understand that.
Women will let you know real quick that my kids come first.
And I understand that. And it's the same element. So if I date a woman,
I think people take that too far. I
see,
think people take that way too far. No. People take it way too far, both ways. So your kids are supposed to come first, especially when they're young kids and they can't do for themselves. But if you're walking around with these grown kids or these teenagers and you still catering to them and you can't even nurture your relationship, that's a whole problem. And that's a you problem. It has nothing to do with your kids.
well, you got to nurture your relationships, but I think the understanding is like,
But
I would never
to
date.
say the way you said that, to say that to a woman, you will never come first in my life. First of all, your wife is supposed to come first in your life if you ever have a wife. I mean, but okay.
I mean, I think like dating a woman that don't have kids, I think it may be hard for her to understand that the attachment that people with kids do have. It may be hard to understand that the time is divided, and that I can't.
I'm gonna tell you this, and I don't subscribe to everything Dr. Umar says, but I'm gonna tell you what Dr. Umar said, which I completely 100% agree with. He said, you know what? People can't say nobody. He says we're all parents, and he was like, and the reason why we're all parents is because we all have, most of us have kids. Some of us have little cousins that we're responsible for. Some of us have little siblings, aunt, nieces, and nephews, whatever, yada yada yada. That we still, regardless, people do detach from them because they're not their kids, but they're still supposed to guide them. So therefore, anybody should be able to understand that you have children. And if you have children, especially like I said, that are young, they need extra special care and they need extra special attention. And you're not going to have all that time. So I don't know, like, that's just not smart to, that's why I know women who are smart who say, okay, I don't want to date a man with kids. And that's why they say that, because they already know what's up. Nobody's walking around here just dating blindly like, oh my gosh, I just never knew that, come on. People know. I mean, especially if you have younger kids. But some people take it to an extreme, like I said, and they have these teenagers that are 16, 17, and they're still catering to them. And it's like, if you don't knock it off.
Yeah, I think at my age, it's not realistic for me to date a woman without kids, unless she's in her 20s or something. I don't run across that too often, and sometimes I do. I mean, I've been dating a woman recently, and she doesn't have kids, and I don't know. She says little things where it lets me know that it probably won't be for long. But yeah, as a man being 42, I could always date a woman in her 20s, that don't have kids, and that's an option for me. Um, but for the most
That's
part,
an option for a woman too.
not as
I
much.
know. Hey, I know somebody right now, baby. I'll get her on the line. She don't date nothing but younger men, and she's 47. So
They date a
don't count these.
probably, get hit
Y'all got
if
to.
younger man
Oh
and go
no,
on.
she was engaged to him. It wasn't about just getting hit
She
and
was,
whatever,
she was,
huh?
she was engaged to him, so she not married
Mhm.
to him. Yeah,
No.
I've dated older women too. You know what I mean? I've dated a lot of women that I don't intend to marry. And a woman who's 47 that dates a lot of younger men, it says, yeah, she going to be 52, 53, 57. And, she going to be alone by herself. It ain't going to be as many motherfuckers interested.
Well, that's not necessarily true. I mean, there's a lot of people. Look at Tammy Roman. Her man, he wanted a kid and everything, and they still together, been married, everything.
Roman is somebody, and who's her man? I bet you
Some guy, I forgot his name.
she probably make more than him. He probably trying to trap her. And Tammy is a professional. Tammy's a star that,
She's a
she can
reality
be
star.
47 and look 37. But most 47-year-old women, you know what I mean? Come on. We'll
Well,
go.
most 42-year-old men ain't looking tip top and great either. So knock it off.
I agree. Most 42-year-old great, but I think a lot of 42-year-old men, on the looks.
Ain't no woman. Okay, so the same thing. Same as you said. Same as you said. You can go. I'm 42. I can go date a 20-some-year-old. Okay, go get your 20-some-year-old so she can use you too.
No matter what, you can go. You can always go date somebody. You a woman. You can always date somebody for that night, that week. Can you marry somebody? Can you be with somebody? Can you younger dude that want to be with you? That's not as it's not as easy for you to do.
Me?
Yeah.
Oh, I can. I can. I look way younger for my age. Yeah, for sure.
All right.
For sure.
Well, hopefully you find you a younger
And
dude.
I don't have baggage. I don't want a younger dude. What are you talking about?
You
Why
the
are
one
we here?
that brought up a younger dude. You the one that brought up
you brought up that. No. I didn't say me.
Dude, all
I
I
didn't
said
say
is
me. I said you said.
Go ahead.
Said as a 42-year-old man, I could always go get somebody 20-something. Otherwise, insinuating that a 40-some-year-old woman couldn't do the same. And I had to prove to you, yes, they can. It had nothing to do with me personally, because I don't date younger men. So that had nothing to do with me personally.
It's more natural, obviously, and you can say what you want, but it's definitely more natural for a man to be older than a woman in a relationship. It's nothing for
whatever you say.
Man, it's not. It's not.
I mean, I'm not going to say it's more natural, no, because people like what they like.
Okay, well, what is it? It's either more natural or less natural. We can always Google this.
It happens more often. It happens more often, but it's not more natural. I think your wording is kind of
on the money, Donnell. Your word is on the money.
There, thank you, CJ. It happens a lot more often that a man is older than his wife, and it's a lot more. You know what I mean? Could I marry someone who's 28, 29? I think a lot easier than a 40-year-old woman can marry a dude that's 28, 29.
Facts.
Whatever you say.
It's not whatever he said. It's whatever. It's the way of the world.
No, it's not the way of the world, because there's a ton of older women with younger men.
No, it's not.
Yes, there are. What are you talking about?
An older woman.
What world are you living in?
What world are you living in?
No, what world are you living in? There's a lot of younger men with older women.
Because know why? Because they buy them PlayStations and they treat them just like they mama would.
Okay. Well.
Exactly.
I have a good friend who
Where's she at?
I call up right now.
Call her.
You know her too. And you sitting up here talking about she buying PlayStation. She ain't buying no niggas no PlayStation. So knock it off.
She buying something.
All
Tagging them out
right.
in there.
Well, I tell her that I'll let her know that she said she buying something.
Where's she at? Don't be making people up now.
I ain't making nobody up. You know her too. She's a younger man all the time.
Who is it?
I don't mention people's names that are not on the call.
Well, I'll mention it. She's one of the hosts of the show. She talking about Plucky. She's talking about Plucky.
And she ain't
The last
paying
time
for
I
no
heard
PlayStation.
it was just in a relationship, and he was older than her, wasn't he? Or is he younger than her?
Well, that's not normal for her. I've known her for a very long time, and that's not normal for her to date someone older than her. So, boom, there's that.
Well, obviously, it don't work.
I'll let her know you said that.
Go ahead.
Well,
Okay,
I've known her. She's been in a relationship with a guy older than her.
as long as you've known her? As long as you've known her. So you've only known her for about a year or two? Because that's the only time she's been in a relationship with a guy older than her.
On an intimate level, on a personal level, yeah. I've only known her for a couple years.
Okay. Well, no. She normally dates younger.
What you normally date?
Then you don't worry about it.
Okay. Also. Also.
I don't date. First of all,
Also.
you know what? I'm not doing this with you tonight.
Busted. You got busted. There it is.
No, I didn't, because I don't date younger guys, so that's not true.
Okay then.
But
Exactly.
that's me. That's me. That's a personal preference.
Most women prefer older guys. Most women prefer older guys that can take them out and pay for the bill, that can show them shit. That's most women.
Right here. Unknown Facebook user says older men have married younger women throughout all of history.
Throughout history.
What history? Whose history?
So older men.
Lord, here we go with this. Here we go with this one. We're talking about history.
What are you talking about? Whose history are you talking about?
It's unknown Facebook user. They didn't sign up right.
Women literally date and marry older men. That is true.
Yep, there you go.
That is true. And a lot of men have dated older women, you know what I mean? And it is always like an experience. We doing it sometimes, you fall in love and shit like that, but a lot of times we doing that shit for an experience. I am.
Slick Rick said, and with your wrinkle, you know the rest.
It's fun while it lasts.
Y'all funny.
Period.
All right. Anybody still watching? I'm dropping the link for the StreamYard. If you guys want to come up, I'm putting it in the comments and on Facebook, on YouTube. I couldn't think of what it was. I'm dropping it everywhere. So if you guys want to come up, just click the link, follow the instructions, and come on down. Come on. Supper time.
Mm-hmm. Quiet.
I like older women though.
All right, boom, there it is on Facebook.
Yeah.
Facebook.
They
stream.
They already know what they want. Some of them at least, not all.
Yeah.
But then some of them is about pressure because they want to be in a certain position.
Oh yeah. I find that a lot. I find that a lot with I just saw somewhere where they say women hit the wall around 28 to 35.
Oh yeah, them that age right there. They always talking about they clock. My
Yeah,
clock is ticking.
That's
Yeah.
the biological clock, though. That's a whole different wall from the 40 to and up wall.
I mean, it's yeah. Most women that are 40 and up, they might be if they single, they might be going a lot. Not most, but probably most actually. Most women that's 40 and up and have probably been married and they, now they single and they back out there. So that's a whole different thing. Where they say women hit their peak in their 40s.
Their
Well,
sexual peak.
What sexual peak?
So that they may be looking for a whole different thing.
Yep, they're looking for
Well,
something else.
So that goes hand in hand with what Tammy said earlier. Them older women, they want that younger dude with the high testosterone and just to hit.
And that
what-
goes hand in hand with what we
That's-
said there, niggas.
Just
I
to
mean,
hit.
Yeah. To
that's
hit.
not always true. That's not always true. But yeah, okay.
It's not.
No.
All right, B. I see you in the comments, unknown Facebook user. That's B. Well, I put the link in there if you want to click it and come on to the panel. Anybody else watching want to come on to the panel? The StreamYard link is in the comments. Oh, yeah, that's I gotta agree. That's what it is, dude. I think it's different. I think an older woman wanting a younger man is just to hit and have fun.
Yep, it's sex and fun.
While
I mean,
with an older man, it could be
He
that,
trying to have some kids.
or it could be him wanting to have kids.
Yeah, I got an uncle, and I tell you this, I got an uncle. He's 57 years old. He just had his first kid. And he was married to an older woman for damn near 20 years. She had her kids, all that stuff. He helped her raise her kids, but she couldn't give him none of his own. And I'm pretty sure there's other shit that, factor all into it, but he can leave in his 50s, which he did, and he went and married him a younger woman. And now he just had his first kid. He be posting pictures of the baby all the damn time. 57 years old.
Yep. 57-year-old woman can't give you that.
A 57-year-old woman can't give you that. You know what I mean? And I don't think he had no problem. He ain't got no he didn't have no problem getting out there. There's always a younger woman looking for an older man.
Yep.
An older, mature man.
Seasoned veteran.
Exactly.
Established.
Fucking around. He trying to get something serious going.
That's the kind of talent I'd be looking for.
I'll be looking for 57-year-olds. Actually, I didn't know 57. I think he's 58 now.
Year-old. He got to make more than her.
58-year-old. Of
He
course,
gonna make
and
more?
he did.
More than her,
but
he's qualified.
Shut up. And he did, and he told me I could come. He's like, he wanted me to come spend his money. I said, oh,
Yeah.
but I just couldn't get past the fact that he was like my mom's age.
He must have been uncircumcised.
I don't know what his dick looked like. Sorry, I don't know what his package looked like.
Couldn't handle it.
No.
Immaculate. What?
And B, this is actually incorrect. B, as men, we sexual peak between the ages of 16 and like 25,
And that's
and-
for doggone shame.
and
Sorry.
women sexually peak between 35 and 45.
Mhm.
So there's a comedian named Patrice O'Neal. He said that's how you know God is cruel, because he made men's sexual peak between how you say he made God is cruel because he made women's sexual peak between the ages of 35 and 45, but pussy is only at its premium between the ages of 16 and 35. Yeah.
But that's why older women are fine though, because they is in that sexual peak.
Right.
And most of the times they can't, not most of the time, but you know, they ain't trying to have kids that old or they can't have kids that old. So it is a little bit more fun.
Yeah.
At least my experience with an older woman has been a lot of fun. You know that. I tell you that all the time.
Yeah.
She ain't trying to have no kids.
And see, I think that's where you see a lot of stuff that don't match. You know how you be seeing somebody like, why he with her? Like, cause she do everything he need her to do. Make him a sandwich, don't bother her with nothing, don't talk too much.
Older women didn't lower their expectations.
Well, that's that wall. That's what they were saying that wall is. There's two type of people that get to the wall. There's the women that get to the wall and smack into it and fall, keep knocking themselves out and be like, fuck this wall. Then they got the women that be like, you know what? I'm gonna walk around this wall. I ain't gonna let this wall stop me. And see, that's where the whole problem with the concept of settling gets conflated with compromise. For some reason, I'm noticing just from being in these chats and on these groups online that to a lot of these people right now, compromise and settling is the same thing, but because they can't separate the two.
So what's the difference between settling and compromising? You tell us.
Compromise is just settling would be like, I give up.
Give us some good examples.
Okay, an example would be like, I give up, like I'm lonely, and since I don't got nobody, I'll just take anybody. That's settling. Now, if you got standards that's way up here, that's utterly ridiculous, you can shave off a couple, and that's compromising.
Okay, but what's an example of utterly ridiculous?
Utterly ridiculous would be like being a 45-year-old woman with 6 kids, 250 pounds, thinking you're gonna get a millionaire, and if I can't get a millionaire or a football player or a basketball player, I'm not settling for less than that. And they got motherfuckers that really believe that shit.
I don't know if they really believe that, because a lot of people are not even in. A lot of people are not even in those spaces though. Just because you at the club, shit, bums go to the club. They let anybody in the club that got their $20. So you know,
you be going
club you go to that costs $20.
I don't go to clubs anymore. No, I don't go to clubs. I don't go to clubs anymore. But I've gone to clubs in my 20s.
That's the clubs you used to go to?
What? There's all kind of clubs. Yeah. It be bums in there.
That's
there be people
that's how you know.
That's exactly how I know. Come on.
They got the homeless. They got the homeless in there.
They do be homeless. Some of them, they don't be sleeping on the ground outside, but they be homeless.
Talking about the what they call them, the hobosexuals.
For real, they definitely. Y'all know, y'all act like y'all ain't never went to the club. You know, it's an array of people. You go to any LA club, it's an array of people. You got your fakers out there that look like they got some money that really don't have no money. You got your people that don't have no money. Then you got people that have some money. And a lot of times, people, you're not going to just be able to just be in those spaces with those people. So I don't think those women who say that kind of crazy crap really believe that. Because you don't even be in spaces with those kind of men. So how are you going to find one?
And that's the point. Why it's freaking, they need to learn to compromise with themselves. And understand.
I don't think that's what I think that's maybe a dream. I think that's probably a dream, but that ain't no damn really, like they really believe that they're going to find a football player.
If I get, it's probably too many in here for me to find in this Kevin Samuels group. They screenshot dating apps all the time, and they screenshot the profiles of what the women are saying, and the women are like, I'm looking for, I got 6 kids, I'm currently pregnant, I'm looking for somebody serious, I want to get married. You know what?
So those do got to be exceptions, because that's delusional as hell.
No, it ain't. What's her name? Keisha Cole's sister met a guy when she was pregnant with a child, and dude, yeah, he sure did wife her up while she was pregnant with somebody else.
I mean, yeah, you can wife. I mean, that happens. How many kids does she have already?
I forget, but I just know he wiped her up while he met her while she was pregnant with someone else's child,
He was a
and he
lot.
wiped her up.
Huh.
First of all, a lot of men kind of like
How much
those
older
kind of
than he
women, to
was?
be quite honest.
He was a lot.
How much older than he was he, and how many kids did he already have?
I don't know all that information, or I forgot it, but I just know it was a whole issue because she was pregnant. She had other kids, and she was pregnant when he met her.
How you know it wasn't his?
It wasn't his because they said it on the show. They were on Ayana Fix My
It's
Life.
a show. I don't mean
No.
it's real.
It was a no.
I
They
thought
were
you
on
was
a
talking about
Fix
something
My
for
Life.
real. It was a show.
This is something real. No, that
No,
is
it ain't.
something for real.
Real
Yes, it
reality TV.
is. No.
Oh,
Ayana Fix My Life is not. No.
Yes,
It
reality.
really.
it's fake.
Okay, whatever. That is not fake because that woman really was with that man and married to him. His
No.
name was Solo.
Real fake.
But
Real fake.
Whatever. Shut up, Percy.
That's
Didn't
Will.
nobody ask for your opinion anyway.
I gave it. You don't need to ask.
No, you talking spoken to.
He probably young and cute. He probably old and past his prime.
That's not true. That's not true because her
But-
sister, the girl that I'm talking about, the woman I'm talking about, her name is what is her name? Oh shoot. I forgot
Old
her
lady.
name. But no, she's not old. They were around the same age. They're around the same age. So I don't know what y'all talking about.
How many kids does she already have?
I think she had maybe 3 or 4 or something like that. Because
Yeah.
Iyanla was questioning him, like, what would make you approach a woman who's already pregnant with somebody else's child in the first place?
And he was like, she was thick. She had baby laid-
Maybe.
She had that
Maybe.
baby laid on her.
Honestly, maybe. But whatever it was, that's what he chose to wife up. So it happens. Y'all act like, oh,
They go
no,
to-
man, that's real
He put the
unrealistic.
example that's forever everywhere. This one exception, but Sierra wasn't pregnant already. She already had Future's baby.
Yeah, a lot of dudes that marry women that got kids. I mean,
Well,
that's common.
it's common because we live in a society where
Yeah.
kids out of wedlock is common.
It's common.
Right.
So,
But I-
it's-
Look, I mean, I would have some reservations about marrying a woman with 6 kids and she pregnant with another one. She makes some bad choices. And
yeah, they all got their own daddies. It's like that shit.
That's called bad poom poom management. Okay.
she did make some bad decisions.
See, but the thing about it is how dumb men are. Men is here. Men are here that be like, well, that thing got to be some fire, cause
And that's dumb. That's a really dumb way of thinking.
it got to be some fire, cause
That's a really dumb.
she got
That's a really
6
dumb.
kids.
That's a really
Oh,
dumb way of thinking.
always make the smartest decisions.
Yeah,
Neither.
men don't always make the decision. That's how she got 6 kids by 6 different. Because 6 dudes did the same thing. Like, I know she already got 2 kids, but I'm just going. I'm gonna dive in it, bro. Nigga, the dude behind her I already know she got 4 kids. I'm gonna dive in it.
Gotta be fired though, nigga.
Yeah, it gotta be 5. Dude behind her I already know she got 5 kids. I'm gonna dive in it. Unless it's the whole Pookie and Ray Ray situation.
What's the Pookie and Ray Ray situation?
Oh, you're not hip to what Pookie and Ray Rays are? Pookie and Ray Ray is Kevin Samuels' equation of basically saying the hood dude, the dude that, you know, the girl that say, I want a man that's this kind of man and this, and he got to do this and this, but her kids is by the nigga that sell crack on the corner. Like, where are all those standards when it came to him? You know what
Well,
I mean?
but you can't. Okay, well, you can't. Just like in the case of Sierra, you can't punish somebody forever if they made a mistake. Like, get
Yeah.
out
Yes,
of
you
here.
can.
So,
That's
look, having one baby and making a mistake, that's fair. 6
That's-
times?
yeah.
First of all, having 5 babies and making a mistake, whatever. If she decides to change her lifestyle or decide to change her life, she decides to change her life. Who are you to say, oh, well, you're not worth it because you have 5 kids?
He has every right. Okay.
No, I said, who are you to say that? If that's what he doesn't want, then you don't date a woman with 5 kids.
Right.
But
That's
you
why he has
don't
the right
get
to
on
say,
a
I'm
public
cool.
platform. Okay,
I'm
but you don't
cool.
get on a public platform and say, well, you're not worthy of being loved, or you're not worthy of being with a man because you have 5 kids with 5 different men.
She worried of. I mean, she's worthy of it.
Yeah,
It's just
that
something
Lord,
she
that-
got to standard.
that makes you less appealing.
She
Very
definitely
much.
That's
feeling
fine, and that's fine, but that doesn't mean that people can't change. People change every day.
yeah, that's
There's
true.
people that was in prison for murder that changed.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you go to
And
church.
how do they get treated when they get out? Like
Yeah.
they murder somebody, right? Let's just
Yeah.
keep it G100. Let's keep it G100.
I mean, true.
No, that's true. People do change. You go to church, it's full of that.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm just saying, I
A lot
don't,
of-
I
a lot
don't,
of
I don't
people
like
in
this
church, they
whole
say that.
men going on. What I'm saying is, I like this whole men going on platforms and being like, okay, well, you're this, and that because you got, and it's like, well,
No,
people do stupid crap. Like you guys have just made a stupid joke and all laughed about it, talking about some, oh, I'm gonna be the 5th baby daddy because that poom poom
No,
must
that
be
wasn't a
fire.
joke. That's how men
Like,
really
come
think.
on.
That's
Okay,
how men
that's
really
dumb.
think. That was not a joke.
That's dumb.
You know,
That's how
And that's
men really
dumb.
think. That's how.
And that's
That's how she
dumb.
got 6 kids by 6 different.
And
that-
that's
the scenario
dumb.
that
If I ever
painted-
miss,
the scenario that I painted is more than likely exactly what went down.
and if I ever met a guy who told me I got a kid, right? And I'd be like, oh, you got 1 kid. And he'd be like, yeah, I'm baby daddy number 4 because, I'm Kiki Wyatt, blah, 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 blah. Like, I got this, I'm
See, I don't
baby
know.
daddy number
Kiki,
4.
Kiki, every one of Kiki's kids is by one of her ex-husbands and current husband.
Right, but whatever. I'm just saying. I just made a little joke. But any guy to be like, yeah, I'm baby daddy number 4. I'll be like, ugh, so you just went with the little with the okie doke too?
I made a mistake. I changed. Yeah, see how you laughing at this shit? How this shit sound stupid?
No, it does sound stupid because people do change and people get older and people do change their lifestyles, sometimes. But yeah.
they do. People get older and change.
So you can date a dude that had baby mama drama like that? Like he
I don't date nobody with baby mama drama.
It's hypothetical.
Mm-hmm.
No drama, but just got a lot of baby mamas.
Well, no, it's no. I want to use the scenario. I want to use the scenario we painting, like that skit that they had that was out a couple of days where old boy was like baby daddy number 3, and she was like, "Why you only bring McDonald's for your kids? You ain't bring nothing for the rest of my kids."
That was fake, and that was
Well, no, it was
stupid.
fake. That's why I said I know it
That was real. That was real.
That was stupid. That
drama.
was really stupid because I couldn't date somebody that had that thought process anyway, because for me, I fed people's kids that aren't my kids. If I came to your house and I'm not gonna bring one thing for one of your kids because I met one of your kids, I'm gonna bring it for both of your kids or 3, whatever, however many kids you have. So I can't subscribe to that way of
I
thinking.
would do that once. I wouldn't make that.
Okay.
Well, it's different. Like if you was dating a woman,
So,
if you
Tammy,
trying to smash their mama, you gonna bring as much McDonald's as they want.
now
Yeah.
look, so Tammy, say you're dating a man, right? And say you have a child,
Mhm.
right? And you guys are not together, and
Okay.
and you're dropping the kid off to him and his lady's house, and you bring, while you going there, baby, like, I'm hungry, you can, I'll stop and get you something to eat. Now you only buy him a little meal that he eating in the car, but you don't finish it or whatever. So he go in the house and he take the rest, and then she come out like, why you only bring something for you? But the rest of these kids, they gonna be jealous because they got this and this. That's the scenario. It's the same scenario.
It's a little different.
How is it
Because-
different? If you're a woman and you a woman.
Well,
and-
no. I said it's a little different. It's a little different. First of all, I'm a different type of person. I try to flex on their mama anyway, and I buy the kids food. They might be like, they'll be like, oh, thank you. So anyway, I'm a different type of person.
Would you do that?
But
Would you do it every single time though?
Yeah, that's something. Yeah, you do it
yeah.
once. You be like, is it your job to do it? Would you take it as this is what you have to do?
No, it's not his job to do anything. But my thing is like, and people were like taking it really far, talking about like, oh well, he's supposed to buy all the kids Jordans if he bought his kids. No. But if you want to
But
take
that's the
your
same
kids,
principle. That's the same principle because her
that's not the
argument,
same principle. Jordans cost over $100, $200 a
her
pop.
argument was is if you can't You can't have the baby over here and do for one and not do for them all because they're gonna feel left out. So if it was
when
me,
it comes to something like that, like a McDonald's meal, yeah, I do feel like that. I wouldn't do that
no,
to kids.
it's all in the precedent that you allow to be set. If you set a precedent that goes a certain way, it's gonna be expected. It's not expected if like in that situation, if I say, okay, it's Christmas or not even Christmas, school time. Give me my son, I'm gonna take him school shopping. So when I send the kid back home with the stuff that I bought, it might be Jordans, Nikes, just all fly stuff because I got it like that. Now the other kids, they daddies may not have it like me. Am I supposed to buy all the other kids stuff because they feel left out because they didn't get it?
No, that's different. It's no, but it's different. That's McDonald's and that's freaking
principle is still the same.
hundreds of dollars worth of clothes. Come on, it's not the same.
Well, last time you've been to McDonald's?
The last time I've been to McDonald's, I don't know, maybe like a few months ago.
That shit add quickly too.
$400 to feed.
It makes my stomach hurt every time I eat it. But yeah, no, McDonald's has gotten expensive. It's like $10 for a Happy Meal or some shit.
Yeah.
But
yeah, so buying 6 kids, that's $60.
It wasn't even 6 kids on that thing, though.
Every time you go over there, you're gonna spend $60.
Well, then you need to get smarter. You need to get smarter and have your kid eat the McDonald's by themselves before they get home.
Send a pack of ground beef in the house.
For real. Or if it's like that, where you don't have it like that, and the kids are, you don't want, because that's one thing too, is you don't want animosity between siblings like that. People don't be thinking about kids. It's like the kids will treat their siblings different. And I've seen kids even beat up their siblings over some jealousy type stuff. So I don't know.
Well, you don't want your kid feeling bad for his sibling, you know what I mean? So that's true, but
right.
To be in that situation, I would try not to be in that situation.
I would try not to be in that situation either.
For all your kids, and they're not my kids, but
I mean, if the kids is always, first of all, if kids are always hungry, I'm call CPS.
Exactly. Something wrong if the kid's always hungry.
But I mean, the thing is, you do a compromise. Why not just be like, hey, you want to have a pizza party with your brothers and sisters? Sure. Okay, let's just order these Little Caesars pizzas, and everybody gonna eat.
But it damn sure wouldn't be my job. That'd be something that I'm doing out the kindness of my heart.
Of course. And I don't understand why a lot of people didn't understand that, or like you have to understand that from your kids' point of view too, because that puts a wedge between them and their siblings.
I could see that. I'm about to bow out. I gotta take my ass to work.
We're gonna keep the show short today. We ain't gotta do 3 hours like we would normally would or whatever.
Right. It's been an hour already. So
yeah, it's been an hour already. So yeah, keep it short and sweet. Thank you guys for coming on to the impromptu show. Thank you everyone for watching, and till the next episode of the Average Black Man Show.
Who
black?
Make sure
who black.
So like outro music or nothing?
I asked them, but it ain't right now. I got to get it together.
So what happened to all them beats you be making?
Yeah,
I'm gonna get this going on right here. Make sure you like and subscribe. Come on. It's gonna work. Give it a minute. There we go. Make sure you like and subscribe, everybody. You know, every dollar and penny helps. You know, a good donation. You know, support the show so we ain't got to be all ghetto and raggedy all the time. We can get fly. We can get fly a little bit. You know what I'm saying? So, all right, everybody. Thank you guys again for coming on.
Bye.
To the next episode.